Okay, testing here. All right. Just wait first. Okay. All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay. Very good morning, my dear students. How are you? Okay, I hope you are all well. Remember to always to stay safe, stay at home, and stay tuned. Okay, for today, we are going to learn on writing. We are going to have a writing practice, writing lesson, right? And also, we are still in our first topic, which is it's personal. So today's lesson, you are going to learn about writing. Okay, all right. Mm, Okay, as you can see from the slide, there are a few objectives that you will be able to achieve. Okay, by the end of the lesson, you will be able to write a simple email containing of 4 or 5 paragraphs, perhaps. And also you have to identify the relevant details from the email and to recognize the features of an informal email based on the format of the emails. In other words, you must know the format of email, the words used, and also the punctuation. Okay, before we begin, okay, here is some words of inspiration for you before you start writing your email. We write to this life. So what say you? What is your opinion? Do you know what does it mean? Okay, good. Perhaps some of you will know the meaning of these inspiration quotes. Actually, by writing, you can always express yourself. Okay, how do you feel? Your emotion, your feelings. That is how you can express everything by writing. Okay, so kids, are you ready to write up your email? Okay, don't worry too much because for the very first time here you are going to write a very simple email only, informal email. All right, so do not worry too much. Okay, I am going to guide you step by steps. So hopefully by the end of the lesson, you will be able to produce a very good, a very nice email. All right, slowly but surely. Okay, all right, before we start, this is the brief explanation about email. What is email writing? Okay, you keep on saying, keep on talking, keep on writing about email, email, email. without knowing the real meaning behind it. Alright, so here is the brief introduction. Okay, email writing involves composing, sending, storing, and receiving messages over an electronic communication system. Okay, and email stands for, the word email stands for an electronic mail. So email writing is preferred over other forms of communication as it is cheaper and faster. Okay, I know. Of course, beside emails, you love to send your text via WhatsApp, Telegram, but this is one of other ways of communication. Alright, you cannot send email by post laju. Okay, tak boleh hantar email guna post laju, JNT, and so on. So bear in your mind, in order for you to send an email, you must have email addresses first. So I would like to ask you, do you have any email address? Okay, good. I guess so, because nowadays kids, you guys are too attached with social media. So every time you log in, you need to log in by using your email most of the time. So in other words, by right, you should have your own email address. It can be from Yahoo platform, Gmail platform, in other platform that you know. All right. Okay, so here come the task. Okay, email reading the task carefully. Okay, it is important to read writing tasks carefully so that you know exactly what you have to do. If you hurry through all the details, you could answer incorrectly. Kalau awak kelang kabut tulis tanpa melihat all the details from the questions, you could answer it incorrectly. So the details are there to help you to understand important points. Alright, the situation you are in, the reason you are writing, and the topic you have to write about, and also the type of language you should use. Okay, before you start your writing, you have to know the reasons, what is your purpose of writing, and then by understanding everything, you can start writing later on. Alright, but before that, I would like to introduce to you some categories of email writing. Okay, basically there are three. First one, we call it as semi-formal email. Next is formal email. And lastly is informal email. So informal email consists of, when you want to give to your friends, relatives, saudara mara, or your family members, ahli keluarga. Usually you are using an informal email, more relaxed, no, not too proper, especially for the language part. Second one, semi-formal email. Usually you will write this to your teammates, your classmates, and your colleague. Alright. And last part is of course formal email. Okay, this one usually you will write to your teacher, to your principal, maybe later to your boss if you have one after this. All right, so The meaning of it, okay, semi-formal email. Okay, an email written for a colleague or teammate within a project comes under this category. All right, as for example, you have group members, so when you want to write to one another, you use semi-formal email. So the language used is simple, friendly, and casual. Simple means very straightforward, friendly, not so strict, and casual. Modesty and dignity must be maintained. Alright, what about formal email? Okay, formal email, suppose we are writing or composing an email for any type of business communication, or as I said before, when you want to write to your form teacher, to your teachers, to your principals, and then maybe to someone that you know that going to be your boss. So it will come under the category of formal email. Formal email writing will be an email written to companies, government department. Okay, when you want to make a complaint, you have to use formal email. All right, school authorities or any other officers. And last but not least, informal email. Okay, an informal email is written to any relative, family, or friends. Okay, there are no particular rules for informal emails writing. There are no particular rules for informal email writing. A person can use any language of his or her choice. But again, for your exam, even though you are writing an informal email, please make sure you are not using any short form words, especially just like you always do with your WhatsApp when you type your message in your WhatsApp. Okay, next one is, all right, there are advantages and disadvantages for sure of email writing. All right, we look at the advantages first. All right, advantages means kebaikan. Okay, firstly, it is cheaper form of communication. You do not have to pay for it. There is no fees, there is no stamps that you have to put on it. You don't have to pay for anything, just you type as usual. Number two, email helps to contact or send information to a large group of people. What does it mean? Okay, maksudnya email tu boleh dihantar untuk kumpulan orang yang ramai sekaligus at one time. Okay, unlike your letter, you have to send to different addresses, even though the content of that letter is the same. Okay, number three, it provides a written record of the communication. Email writing is an instantaneous form of communication, very instant. You can straight away reply once you get an email from anyone. Okay, within a second you can simply reply it. It can be used anytime and anywhere. Okay, what does it mean? You can type your email even though you are in the toilet. Okay. All right, what about the disadvantages of email writing? Of course, nobody's perfect. So does email. So one of it is we need to have the internet to receive or send emails. Right? You have to have data for internet so that you are able to receive or send emails. So because without data, without internet, you won't get any emails. All right. Number two, viruses are easily spread via email attachment. What is email attachment? Okay, if you're very familiar with emails, there are button there calling attachment, lampiran. So usually what is inside that attachment? Usually maybe there are pictures, there are files. So usually viruses are easily spread through that particular attachment. Alright, number 3, one can get many junk mails. What is junk emails? Junk emails mean email yang tak tahu dari mana datangnya. It always spam you in your inbox. Okay, next one, there is no guarantee if the readers read the email or not. Okay, this one is when you send an email to someone and you are not sure whether that person has read it or not. So there is no guarantee of it. Next one, the details can be used for identity theft. Okay, here comes the exercise. Okay, the exercise is you may refer to your textbook, page 14. Okay, page 14. You have to read the instruction, and I would like you to check whether you have fully understanding of what you are going to do. Okay, the question is number 1. Okay, look at here, number 1. Okay, you have received an email from your English speaking friend. Okay, bear in mind the answer is the detail is okay, this one, English speaking friend. Okay, so what are inside the email? Okay, I have to write about your personal relationship for a class project. Can you help by telling me about your most important relationship? Who is it with? What is he or she like? I don't want to be nosy, but can you also explain why the relationship is important to you? From Mary. So you have to write your email between 140 to 190 words. Okay, this is your task later on that you are supposed to do. So before you start writing or typing your email, you have to understand a few questions. Always ask this, always complete the information needed here. All right. Firstly, the first question. Who has sent you the email? The first question, who has sent you the email? Siapa yang menghantar email tersebut? Look at back the text, look at back the email there, up there. Which one is the first answer? Very good. The answer is Mary. This is number 1. Okay. Number 2. What does she have to do? Why must she send you this email? What does she have to do? Apa yang perlu dibuat? So, can you give me which one is the answer for that? Mary ni tulis email pada kamu untuk apa? Why? Okay. So the answer is here. For a class project. Untuk kerja projek dia. Untuk kelas projek dia. That is the answer for number 2. Okay, next one. Why are you replying her? Kenapa mesti awak membalas email tersebut to Mary? Why? Do you think you need to tell her news? Adakah awak perlu beri dia berita? Or B, to give her information, beri dia pengetahuan or informasi yang diminta, or to give her advice, beri dia nasihat. So which one is the best answer? Okay, good. The correct answer is definitely B. You wanted to give her all the information needed here. Informasi. Okay, you are not giving her advice. You are not telling her any news. Alright. Number 4. What is the main thing you have to write about? Main thing here means, apa maksud main thing? Perkara penting, perkara mustahak, perkara utama yang awak perlu tulis dalam email awak nanti. Which one is the answer? Again? Okay, good. The answer is here. About most important relationship. This one is number 4. Okay. Alright, next one. What points do you have to include? Apa lagi isi yang awak perlu masukkan dalam email tersebut beside the most important relationship that you have, hubungan yang paling penting yang pernah kamu ada. Okay, very good. Here is the answer. Okay. The answer is, you have to answer all the WH question here. Who, what, why. Okay, those 3 things are important that you have to include in your email later. Okay, so next one, language, bahasa. What relationship do you have with the person you are writing to? Okay, awak rasa apa hubungan yang awak ada dengan Mary? What is your answer? Okay, how do you want to know the answer? Alright, you look again from the first words there. So the correct answer is here. Friend. Okay, she is your friend. Okay, you write down here is she is my friend. Okay, how to spell friend? Alright, sorry, because I haven't got yet my pen. Alright, Question number 7. Is it a formal or informal writing style best? Mana satu cara penulisan yang baik? Formal, rasmi, or informal, tidak rasmi? So what is your answer for that? Very good. The answer is when you wanted to write to your friend, it should be informal. Okay. Once you have identified all the important things that you have to bear in mind here, then only you can start planning or drafting your email. Okay. You have to know the first one is situation, reason, sebab awak nak tulis, topic, what is the topic, and lastly, language, what kind of language that you want to use. Okay. All right. So we move on to our next slides. All right, you can see as well from this on the same page. This one is question number 2. Okay. All right. You cannot see clearly. You can enlarge the slide on your phone. Okay. You have received an email from your English speaking friend again. Okay. Our teacher has asked us to prepare a talk. A talk means ucapan on what young people in different countries do when they are not when they are not at school. Means that beri ceramah tentang orang muda dari pelbagai negara buat bila mereka tidak berada di sekolah. Can you help by writing and explaining what it's like in your country? So the question is, they ask you to write and explain what is actually happened in your country, which is in Malaysia. What do young people do at home? Apa orang muda buat dekat rumah in Malaysia? Where do they go out and what do they do there? Ke mana mereka pergi and what do they do there? Dan apa yang mereka buat di sana, di situ, di tempat yang mereka pergi. Thanks from Billy. Okay, this one on your own, you have to answer the same question again from exercise 1. The first one. Okay. Who has sent you the email? Siapa yang beri email tersebut? Okay. So the answer is here. Billy. Right? Billy sent you the email. Alright, question number 2. What does he have to do? Apa yang dia patut buat? Kenapa dia beri awak email ni? Sebab apa? Because he prepares a talk on what young people in different countries do when they are not at school. Okay, next question. Why are you replying? Are you going to tell her news? Are you going to give him information? Or are you going to give him an advice? Which one is correct? Yes, definitely. You still providing him information. Okay, what is the main thing you have to write about? Okay, awak perlu tulis tentang apa? You have to explain about young people living in your country. Alright, what points do you have to include? Okay, what point? Ada banyak kat situ. First one, what do young people do at home? Good. Number 2, where do they go out? And last one, what do they do there? So there are three things that you have to brainstorm about the answers before you proceeding to answer the email. All right, next one. Again, what relationship do you have with the person you are writing to? Okay, still you are his English speaking friend. So you have to reply back in English. All right. And is a formal or informal writing style best? Of course, it's still informal because you're writing to your friend. Okay, next one, question number 2. Tick the 2 writing skills you will mainly need to answer this email. Are you going to express your opinion? Are you going to explain? Are you going to describe anything? Or are you going to suggesting? Express menyatakan pendapat. Explaining menerangkan. Describing menggambarkan. Suggesting mencadangkan. So in order for you to reply back this email, what should you do? Okay, good. It's only you have to explain and also you have to describe. You are not going to suggest Billy anything. You are not going to express any opinions. The only 2 things that you have to do is explain, describe. Explain, describe. All the 3 things there, what, where, and what again. Explain and describe. So you have to write your email in 140 to 190 words. So next task will be you read this email that was written in answer to question in 2. Which 2 of the following phrases are the most suitable for ending the email? Okay, this one actually come after this question. Okay. Alright, you have to go through the email first and you can see there is one line down there. You have to choose which one is the correct answer to end the email. Okay, let's read it together. Okay, hi Billy, it was great to hear from you. I hope everything is going well. Your talk sounds interesting and I'm happy to help you with some information. First of all, when teenagers are at home here, they spend most of their time on the computer or watching DVDs. We often get up to 2 hours of homework to do though. Parents also expect their children to help in the house by tidying their rooms or washing up. Some young people in the countryside have to help on farms too, watering vegetables or looking after the animals. When it comes to going out, we often spend afternoons at the local sports ground doing athletics or playing basketball or football. Otherwise, we usually meet in the shopping center and just hang out together or go and see what's new in the shops. As well as that, we sometimes meet in a cafe to chat, go to the cinema, or go for a walk. Anyway, I hope your talk goes well. From Tina. So how you want to end up this email? Which one is the correct answer? There are 4 options given there. Which two of the following phrases are the most suitable for ending the email? Okay, the most suitable answer is, of course, this one. Good luck. Why I said so? Because you know that your friend is going to give a talk, so you wish Billy luck. Next one is, I hope I have helped. Okay, what does it mean? Alright, maksudnya awak harap awak dengan informasi yang awak beri tu, you have helped Billy. Alright, are you clear now? Okay, alright, good. So here comes your task. Okay, the task is you have to reply the first email just now. Okay, here are some language bank that you can use from page 15. Okay, opening paragraph, there are quite a number there. Example, it was great to get your email. It looks as if you are busy right now. Your news sounds, I hope, blah, 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 blah. Alright, how you want to introduce your topic? This one, again, in bracket means informal. Informal means you can use it because you are writing to your friend. Alright, to start with, first of all, as for, when it comes to, and also, sorry, and lastly. Right, next, linking of information means when you want to relate one information to one another, you can use all these words, as well as also, to, besides, or apart from that, otherwise, and do. Of course, there are a lot. This one is only for simple guidance for you. Okay, when you want to tell about the routines, the habitual things that you often do, you can use all these words. Always, usually, normally, often, sometimes, rarely, hardly ever. Right, and the list goes on. Okay, on your right hand side is the layout. Right, you are supposed to write in paragraph 1 for opening. Okay, you can refer that also on the last page. There are page 180. Right, in opening, use informal greeting, hi, hello, dear, because you're writing to your friends. Paragraph 1, alright, all the informations are there. That no, that one is only guidance for you on how to start your paragraph. Paragraph 1, paragraph 2 to 4, paragraph 5, and of course you have closing. So you have to write, we go back to the first line. Okay, you have to reply Mary's email back. I have to write about personal relationship for a class project. Can you help by telling me about your most important relationship? Remember, previous lesson, I asked you to list down who is the important famous person or important person that you admire. So it can be your friends, your siblings, your relative. So you have to write everything, choose one person. What is the relationship with you? If let's say it's between an artist and you can write down basically you are only his or her fan, who you have to describe longer about it. What is he or she like? You have to describe his or personal appearance, personal what we call that, attitude, and why the relationship is important to you. Kenapa hubungan tu sangat penting. Okay, so you have to include everything to answer question number 1 only. You can use all the all the phrases from the language bank, or you may refer to page 180 for the layout. Okay, remember, uh, your email must be between 140 to 190 words. This is the SPM ways of writing. So you have to describe each of your key personality traits, physical attributes, and more. Alright, to choose one and start drafting and write your email in your exercise book. Okay, alright. Thank you for watching. I'm going to end my slide now. You have to give me your email later for your attendance. Right? Okay. Thank you for joining my class. Okay. I'll see you next time.